Hey ladies and gentlemen, this is TK Owens with TKO TV. Been a whole long time since I've done a video, but after recent events, the Boston bombing here just yesterday, this is April 16th, 2013, but there's this huge hype over the Boston bombing, and immediately you started hearing hype about people talking that it was an extremist group, trying to, get even for the whole Sandy Hook massacre because their family members at the finish line. But ironically, immediately you started hearing stories, not on mainstream, obviously, but elsewhere, that they were having bomb-sniffing dogs and running a training exercise that same very day and during the race, before and after. Now you hear, first thing this morning, one of my coworkers came in and told me that, they had put a bomb in Oklahoma City. So I immediately went to go check this out. Now, the information that I came up with only pertained to maybe a gas line explosion this morning. No bomb. Okay, and I think the thing about it is that yesterday they started talking about, how there could be more. And then all of a sudden this morning, there's this huge hype about the Boston bombings, and now, people hear about an explosion in Oklahoma City, and they flew all night just to get here to Oklahoma City to blow it up. Now, granted, in Oklahoma City, because obviously April 19th is coming up very soon. April 19th of 1995 was when the Oklahoma City bombing happened. And that hits home for me. I live here in Oklahoma City, in Oklahoma, and I was in Oklahoma City the very next day. So that is a touchy subject for me. That's why I immediately went and tried to take a look to find out what I could come up with. Now, the thing about it is that, the media is hyping this Boston thing so much that it's got everybody scared and in a panic mode. And the problem with that is that it's going to cause more harm than good. Here recently we've had all these attacks about, attack on the Second Amendment. Bill Maher coming out and literally saying that the Second Amendment is bullshit. You know what, Bill Maher, you piece of shit? Your bullshit, your propagandist, elitist bullshit is nothing more than a plea so that you hope that that it'll make you safe so that they'll take you with them or whatever they believe they're going to do. All that's going to do, dude, is get you killed. Because when the shit hits the fan, okay, and it's happening, unfortunately, it's happening. When the shit hits the fan, people like you are going to get hurt. Okay? That's all there is to it. Hopefully your neighbor has a sign in his front yard that says, my neighbor doesn't believe that anybody should have guns, and so out of respect for the criminals, I promise not to defend him with my guns. Because I plan on putting one of those in my front yard. But that being said, gun control, guess what? I'm not giving up my guns. They're for my defense. They're for the defense of my family, for the defense of the liberty of my surrounding community. Okay? I took an oath when I was in the Army that doesn't expire just because I'm not in the Army anymore. Okay? I took an oath to the Oath Keepers that states that I will not follow an order that directly contradicts the Constitution. I'm not going to do it. I don't care who gets pissed off at me. I don't care how many times they have to put me in jail. I don't care if they kill me. It doesn't matter. What matters is that people like me, Alex Jones, Aaron Dykes, Melissa Melton, now the Aaron Dykes and Melissa Melton are starting their own little thing, and kudos to you guys. You were great on Alex, but I'm grateful that you're doing your own thing now. There's another source that I can check out, another outlet. Now, that being said, we go over this so many times. They're hashing it into the ground on this gun control thing. You've got Dianne Feinstein or Frankenstein or whatever the fuck her name is, telling us that, we have to turn in our guns. And she made an idiotic fucking statement stating that, when everybody has turned in their guns, the criminals will turn in their guns too, because it won't make any sense to have guns. Really? Hey, Frankenstein, you're a fucking idiot. All these things going on. I said it 6-7 months ago in one of my videos, and I've been saying it ever since. I said it to a lot of my friends. I've said it to my family. Get prepared. Shit is going to collapse, and it's going to happen really soon. I firmly believe that. Not just because I've been hearing people talk about it. Pardon me. Not because I've been listening to other people talk about the same thing, but because of what I've researched, because of what I've been looking at, the signs in the news, and I'm not talking about mainstream media whore bullshit. I'm talking about real news. Legitimately looking up what's going on, and then deciphering for yourself the signs. I've come to the conclusion that I understand where things are headed, and I'm prepared to do whatever it takes to protect myself and those around me. Even those that I've recently had fallings out with. They're still my brothers, they're still my sisters, they're still my friends, they're still my family. But this shit is real, ladies and gentlemen. The shit that's going on right now, I said it in a post on Facebook just yesterday, and I got a really unbelievable response from one of my longtime friends. I've known him for 15 years. I mentioned, I made a comment about the Boston bombings and how, the government had just declared war on the citizens of this country. That's my firm belief, just based on the facts and the evidence in what's going on and some of the controversy surrounding it currently. And my friend posted that, he asked me if I thought Obama was behind it. He's an Obama supporter. I don't fault him for that. That's his opinion. I don't support Obama. I don't like the stupid son of a bitch. Okay? It's not because he's black. It's because he's a fucking idiot. That being said, he stated that he was wondering if I was blaming Obama. So my retort to that was, no, I'm not blaming Obama. I said I'm blaming the government because Obama's not the government. For all of Obama's faults, he is nothing but a puppet. Of course, he's also a piece of shit, but he's nothing but a puppet. I'm to the point where it's about preparation. Not only physically, but mentally and spiritually. For those who aren't willing to get prepared, I feel sorry for you. I really do. You are going to have a hard time of things here in the very near future. They did a survey, Mark Dice did a survey on the streets of California, and he literally was telling people that they were going to repeal the Second Amendment. Now, this was satire, of course. He was trying to make a point. He was saying that they were only going to take the guns away from the law-abiding citizens. He made that perfectly clear. And people signed this fucking thing. He made it perfect. And stupidity signed it. With joyful glee in some cases. Just absolute moronic statements by some of these people. Now, you come down to everything that's happened currently in world events. You look at North Korea pulling their bullshit, saying that they're going to bomb the U.S. And what do? Not a fucking thing. To the U.S. government, who's not fucking paying attention to our U.S. Constitution, that is an act of war, you pieces of shit. Okay? What we should have done is taken one of our several hundred fucking nukes that we got and bombed the shit out of them. That is an act of aggression according to our U.S. Constitution. And we should have knocked them off the fucking map. Kim Jong-un is nothing but a piece of shit nobody who's using 1960s and 1970s hardware, and he thinks he's going to get a nuke to the U.S.? He's a fucking joke. His father was a fucking joke. Okay? His grandfather was a fucking joke. People aren't paying attention to what's going on in the world. I get laughed at all the time by my coworkers, people who work for me, because I'm willing to stand up and say what I believe in. I'm willing to talk to them and tell them the truth about what I really know, because only things of what I've looked up, I've studied, I've paid attention to. And to them, it sounds crazy. And when I'm talking about it, it sounds crazy. I understand that. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That's the reality that we live in today. Okay? Reality is no longer reality, unfortunately. Reality has become the fucking Matrix. Okay? We're in this fucking dream state where everything else is so much more important than what's truly going on in the world today. You know, people are more concerned about going home and watching TV, or going home and getting drunk, or going home and doing whatever it is they do at home, instead of paying attention to the world around them. That is the sad state of affairs that we are in today. Now, we have to deal with it. Now, our children are going to suffer for our mistakes. I'm not okay with that. Everything that I've done over the last few years, making these videos, attending protests, pissing off the government as much as I have, is because I'm trying to establish and do my part to make a future for my children. Trying to make a safe future for my children. Because now my children are almost grown. One of them is. And now I'm looking at things, and there's not much there's not much for them left. We're passing on a debt that they're never going to get rid of unless they do the smart thing and tell the banks to fuck off, and that it's not our debt, just like Switzerland did, just like I believe it was Argentina or one of those countries down there did. If we just tell them to fuck off and tell them that it's not our debt, then we'll have something that we can manage. Until we get to that point, all hope is lost in that regard. Now, getting back to the topic at hand, as I said at the beginning of the video, the rumors going around as of this morning about a bombing in Oklahoma City, a fresh new bombing, is just that, a rumor, and it's illegitimate. Okay? The only reports that I could find recently were they talking about the 95 Oklahoma City bombing and the fact that the mayor and the governor of Oklahoma was still going to go through with the marathon run that we have every single year in commemoration from the bombing, and that was not going to happen until later this month. But they also stated that if they thought that there was an imminent threat, that they would postpone it until they knew that all the participants would be safe, because they were not going to allow in my opinion, the government to make a mockery of this bullshit. Now, that's not what they said. That's what I am saying. So, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, okay, what we need to start paying attention to, and we'll start understanding a little bit better, is this right here. Okay? This is the Constitution of the United States. It has the Bill of Rights in it. It has the Declaration of Independence. I challenge all of my viewers, I challenge anybody who's willing to listen to what I say to read the Declaration of Independence and see just how similar that it is to today's circumstance as it was the day it was written in 1778. Okay? I challenge you to do that. Because if you do, and if you completely comprehend everything that you're reading, you're going to freak out and go, what the fuck am I doing in America? Because this is turned into a Soviet-style, socialist, communist hybrid of a country, with a dictator who's nothing more than a puppet for an elite group of billionaires who run both sides of the equation. For now, ladies and gentlemen, this is TK Owens with TKO TV. God bless.